and welcome to my granny stitch bucket hat tutorial. I just wanted to show you the hat before we begin making our own. So here it is. Hope you enjoy the tutorial. Okay, first of all, let's talk yarn. I'm gonna use cotton 8/4 and the brand really doesn't matter. I'm just gonna use whatever cotton yarn I have in storage. And to get this nice sort of thick texture, I'm gonna lay the thread double. And when I only have one skein, for example here, I'm just gonna work with the outer end and pull. Let me just see here if I can show you. I'm just gonna work with the end from the inside and from the outside and just lay those double. Like this. Before we begin, let's talk about the hook. I'm gonna use a 5mm hook, but bear in mind that I crochet fairly loose. So if you crochet more tight, I would recommend you go up half a size to a 5.5mm hook. Now we're ready to begin, and I'm gonna start off with a magic loop. And the way I do it is that I take this end and hold it inside my hand here. And then I wrap the yarn around my finger like that. So it crosses over. So I have the long end that we'll be working with behind me this way. And then I'll insert my hook under here and yarn over and pull that one through. And now I'll make 3 chains. So 1, 2, 3. This counts as our first double crochet stitch. And then I'll make 1 more chain because we're gonna divide all of the double crochet stitches with a chain. So I'm gonna make 1 more like that. So 4 chains in total. And then I'll yarn over and insert my hook under this circle that I have around my finger. And yarn over and pull through. So now I have 3 loops on my hook. And then I'll yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Like that. So now we have 2 double crochets because these first chains we made counts as a double crochet as well. And we're gonna need 10 double crochets, and they're all gonna be divided by a chain. So I'm gonna make a chain, and then I'm gonna work 1 more double crochet onto this circle, and I'm just gonna show you a couple of times. So I yarn over and insert my hook under here inside the circle. I yarn over and pull through. Then I yarn over and pull through 2 loops and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And I make a chain like that. And I'm just gonna show you 1 more time. I yarn over and insert my hook in the circle here. Yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now we have 4 double crochet stitches, and I'm just gonna make a chain because they're all gonna be divided by a chain. So just continue until you have 10 double crochet stitches with a chain in between them. Now this is the last double crochet that I will make. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, now I have 10 double crochets and I'll just make a chain. Now this looks weird, but I can just, now I should be able to just pull this short end that we crocheted over along with the circle here, and it should tighten up the circle like that. And you just weave that one in later. And then I'm gonna make a slip stitch into the chain 3 like that, yarn over, pull through, and just pull through again like that, a slip stitch. So now I started off my hat, and I'm just gonna chain 2 and turn my work over. You see this, I turn it over like that. And now we're gonna work 2 double crochet stitches in between all of these double crochet stitches. So I yarn over and insert my hook here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and one more. Like that. And this time we're not gonna divide them with chains. We're just gonna work 2 double crochets in between all of these double crochets from the first round. Okay, so now I made 2 double crochets in between all of the double crochets from the first round, and it's time to end this round, but I want to change color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert my hook in the top of this first double crochet stitch that we made. So I'm gonna insert my hook there, and then I'll just cut the yarn with enough to weave in later. Like that. And then I'll take my new color and make a slip knot. Make sure not to make it too small. And then I'm gonna insert the slip knot onto my hook like that. And then I'm gonna pull it through and pull it through again. So I made a slip stitch with it. And then I'll turn the work over. And now I have these 2 ends. And what I usually do, and you decide that for yourself, but I usually just tie 2 knots on top of each other here on the back. Like this. And now it's time to begin the next round. So I'm gonna chain 2, 1, 2, and then I'll turn the work over. And because I'm so lazy and I hate weaving in ends, I'm just gonna crochet over these ends to sort of weave them in as we go. And for this round, I'm gonna make 3 double crochet stitches in between each of the 2 ones that we made in the previous round. So I'm gonna yarn over and insert my hook there in that hole right there. And I'm gonna make 3 in each. So that was 2 and 3. And now for the next. So skip those 2 and insert your hook in between there. And make 3 double crochets. And just continue like that all the way around. Now I made 3 double crochets in between all of the previous clusters, and it's time to end the round. So I'm just gonna insert my hook in the top of the first stitch that we made. And now I'm gonna change color again, but you decide that totally for yourself. So here I have my new color, and I'm just gonna make a slip knot. Like that. Like so, and place it on my hook and make that slip stitch like that. Then I turn the work over, and again, if you have a better way or your own way to do this, please feel free to do so. This is just how I do it, and I know I'm lazy. Like that. And then I'm ready for the next round. And as usual, I'm gonna start up with chaining 2 like that and turn the work over. And because we need to expand this circle, we're gonna do something a little different on this round. I'm gonna work 2 double crochets into this first space. 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna work 2 double crochets into the middle stitch of these 3 double crochet stitches from the round before. So I'm gonna insert my hook not in the first one but in the middle, the second one right here, through the whole stitch, and just make, oh sorry, I'm gonna yarn over of course and insert my hook there and make 2 double crochets as well. And then I'm gonna make 2 double crochets in the space between the clusters. So for this round, we're gonna work 2 double crochets in the space between each cluster, and then we're gonna work 2 double crochets in the middle stitch in the cluster as well. So 2 double crochets in the middle stitch and 2 double crochets in the space. And just work it around like that. So there you go. And I'm just gonna make 2 double crochets in the middle of this last cluster here. Like that. and then I'm gonna change color. So for this round, this next round, I think I'm gonna go with black. I'm just gonna insert my hook in the top of the first stitch we made. And the same as usual, put on the slip knot, make a slip stitch, tie the knots like that. And for this round, we're just gonna make, of course, start it up with two chains, turn it over, and I'm just gonna crochet over these ends. And now we're gonna make 3 double crochets in between each of the clusters that we just made. So 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and just continue like that all the way around. Okay, now I made 3 double crochets in between each of the clusters, and actually I'm done increasing now. I'm just gonna continue working with 3 double crochets in between each cluster for the next 12 rounds. I might say that my head measures 53 centimeters. So if you have a bigger head or maybe a larger gauge than mine, or tension, that bigger tension, looser tension, I'm sorry. Okay. Anyways, if you have a bigger head or for some reason you need to make the bucket hat bigger than mine, you can repeat this pink round where we made 2 double crochets and then in between each cluster and 2 double crochets in the middle of the cluster. That will increase it. So if you need a bigger hat, then you can just make one more round with this and then just continue after that as we're gonna do now. I really hope it makes sense. And you need to remember the hat is not gonna be this small because, as you know, yarn stretches quite a bit. But this is my pattern, this is what suits my head, so that's what I'm gonna show you. So now make as many rounds as you need for it to fit your head the way you wish it to. I'm gonna make 12 more rounds with 3 double crochets in between each cluster. So now I made my additional 12 rows, and as you can see, it's turning out pretty nice. And for me, it's time now to make the shadow. But of course, I recommend you that you try it on, and if you need more or less rows, that's totally your call. It's your hat. But for me, I'm gonna make the shadow now, and I'm gonna change color, and I'm gonna chain 2 as we've been doing and turn the work over. And we want to expand the hat further now to make it into a bucket hat with that shade. So we're gonna increase now with making 3 double crochets in each space, but also 3 double crochets in the middle stitch on each cluster. So I'm gonna make 3 double crochets into this first space here. And then 3 double crochets into this middle stitch here. And then 3 double crochets in the space. And 3 double crochets in the middle stitch there. And I'm just gonna continue like this all the way around. Now I finished this round and I'm just gonna change color again. So we start up the row with 2 chains and turn over. And then just work 3 double crochets in between all the clusters we made. So in each of these spaces, we are gonna work 3 double crochets. Now I worked 3 double crochets in each space all the way around, and I changed my color and made the slip stitch here. And now I'm just gonna chain 1 and turn over, because now I'm gonna make the edge here, the trimming, and I'm just gonna do that with single crochet stitches. If you prefer something else, please do that. But I'm just gonna work single crochet stitches now in all these stitches here, all the way around the bottom of the hat. And I'm gonna try and crochet over these ends too, so I won't have to weave in ends. So I'm gonna insert my hook in the first stitch, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through both loops. So I'm inserting my stitch, yarn over, pull through. So I have 2 loops on my hook, and I yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And I'm just gonna work these single crochets all the way around. So now I've finished crocheting with single crochets all the way around the edge, and I'm just gonna slip stitch into this first single crochet I made, like that. And I'm just gonna cut it off with enough to weave it in. And now all I have to do is weave in this end and this end. And all the places where I just crocheted over the thread, or the yarn, or whatever we call it here, as you can see here, I just think it gives it some charisma. But if you prefer it more neat, then just use a needle and weave them in. But otherwise, the hat is done. I hope you liked my tutorial. Again, I just wanted to show the hat on here. I think it's pretty cute. I feel cute. I hope you liked yours as well. Thank you so much for following. I hope you liked the tutorial. Bye.